In another life, across the sea or somewhere just as far away, I was Junior Field Medic Kiri Amaranth. Now it's usually just Kiri. It's been 14 years, 3 months, and 28 days since I've been home. I'm almost 200 years old, and sometimes I still catch myself counting the hours. I miss home, but more than home, I miss her, the Queen. The last time I saw her was when she was captured in the final days of the war, right before my exile. I just can't help but feel restless in this place. I guess that's why I took up wandering. But it hasn't been all bad. There are wonderful people in this part of the world. There's beauty, both natural and magical, just waiting to be found. And this is where I met Dev. They're not quite like anyone I've encountered before, but they remind me of home. It's been nice to have someone to travel with again. But I still call out to her every night. She never answers. I don't know if she's still out there, still alive, but I have to have faith. For myself, for my people, and for my queen.
Hi there. I'm Devereaux Thistlebrook. My family owns Featherdown Traders. It's a small farm and general merchant operation headquartered in the small hamlet of Featherton. It's just on the other side of the hills outside of Fabreach. The farm produces wonderful cheeses, and they grow, dry, and distribute many different blends of tea. My younger sister Desiree is taking over the family business for my mother. But me? I guess I'm a bit of an oddity in halfling culture. You see, most halflings are perfectly content to stay home and keep a predictable, dull routine. Ugh. Me, though? I don't care for business or homesteading or any of that predictable stuff. It's boring, mundane, sedentary. So I've decided to spend my life as an explorer, just like my dad before me. There's always so much out there to see. Plants, animals, and all manner of fantastic creatures. I just gotta get out and see it for myself. So, I use some of my skills to act as a cartographer and guide for hire for other adventurers and travelers. I also keep a journal of all my own experiences, and I catalog the strange and wonderful things that I've seen in my trips. Someday, I hope that I'll write a book of my own. And when it gets published, I can be famous. Well, I can be more famous than any other halfling I've ever heard of in the realms. You know?
Why, hello there. I'm Salix of the Evertrees. I was raised by my parents in the massive forest just south of Valzara with my brother Kendall. We are only about a year apart in age, and we've always been really close, but we're pretty different. I'm a druid of the land, tasked with the care of a very old willow tree. The magic was strong in my blood when I was younger, so I was marked with ink I made from her bark. Kendall, not so much. A while back, I also heard of the god Cord, and it struck something in me. Since then, I've been training with the monks at the monastery outside Valzara to answer the call of the Stormlord. I don't know what he has in store for me, but I know it's something important. I recently also had to get Kendall out of some trouble he got himself into after he decided to leave our people. Now we're on the road for adventure. I don't want to live without him. We belong together like tea and honey. I don't know how far I can go from my tree, though. No one in our community has ever left their grove for very long or gone very far. But I guess we'll find out. Willow will be safe with Mother and Father. I hope.
Hi there, my name's Kendall Evertree from the Evertree Grove. It's a pleasure to meet you. Where are you from? Wait, no, that's not what this is about. Let me start from the beginning. I'm Kendall. Kendall Evertree, and I was born to the Evertree Grove. The Evertree Grove is south of Alzara. Normally an elf born into the grove becomes a druid, and becoming a druid means that you bond to a tree and you forever take care of it to make sure nothing ever happens to that tree. Now, although there's nothing wrong with that, that just wasn't me, which is a little strange, specifically because my mom and dad are the elders of the grove, and their firstborn is kind of expected to go down that same line. And to be honest, most everybody in the grove is a druid. Okay, everybody in the grove's a druid except for me. I'm actually quite proud of that. There isn't really anybody in the grove's history who didn't bond to a tree. Now, it kind of labeled me as an outcast, but that's okay with me. I don't plan on staying around too long, and I've actually left already, but I got myself into trouble. The trouble always seems to find me somehow. It's definitely not my fault. I don't care what Salix tells you. Oh yeah, and how could I tell you about myself without telling you about Salix? Salix is my younger sister and my best friend. She's basically the Grove's prodigy. She's the best druid I've ever seen. And, well, she keeps me out of trouble. We do everything together, and, well, she's my voice of reason, and without her, I don't know what I'd do. But now we're going out into the world, and we're going to explore. We're going to see every corner of this world, and the realm, I know, has a lot to offer. So if you have any place that you know is amazing, just send me a message. I'd love to see it. Well, anyways, I'll see you around.
Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hi.
Juan Carlos, you moved. How dare
What do you mean?
How dare
I'm right here.
How dare
Rude.
What do you mean?
I put you in the center, and now you're not in the center anymore.
You mean like this? Just like a little bit.
There you go.
Tell me where to stop.
You're good.
I feel like I should move over to the right just a little bit.
Am I okay? Do I look fine?
Ren, you're perfect.
Aw.
In every way.
I'll never get tired
Ren's
of hearing
perfect.
that.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong, but
Yeah. I have to say, tell me where I'm
No,
wrong.
you.
Ren,
Yeah.
honey,
Uh-huh.
would you kindly
Uh-huh.
give us an in-character recap of last session?
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Just a second. I spent all that time not getting into character, but now it's time to get into character. So, yeah. So we met up outside the castle, and we decided to shove Amrose's body inside of a bag of holding. It was a body bag of holding, and we needed to figure out which direction we had to go to find Hagatha, and we talked it out. And Kiyu had a pretty good idea of where to go, so that was pretty lucky. And it turned out that the trip would take like 2 days if we were to do it on foot, and we had a day to get things done. And Kiri was like, we have a day, and we were like, okay, so 2 days won't work, so we decided to fly. So we all did a thing called wind walking. I'm not familiar with it, but it might be like a Fae thing. I'm not 100% certain. So we all basically turned into a whole bunch of air, and we just kind of was like, and flew our way down there.
What was that? I'm sorry, I
And-
missed that. It was like what?
It was like, whoosh, and we flew our way down
I don't
there.
think that's what you did. Can you do that again?
You're upsetting Cinna.
Okay, don't let me interrupt.
And we made our way down to the swamp. Shut up, Cinna. I'm trying to recap. And when we got there, it was like a half, maybe like a half day or something. It was just like infinitely less than 2 days, so it was good. It was good. We had more time, and we futzed around in a clearing for a little bit. And Kendall had the great idea to make a boat, raft boat. So we chopped down some fey trees, which was okay. I mean, they're a little slimy and a little magical, but we managed to turn them into a raft, and we floated our way through the swamp for a ways, with the help of the team to row. Mostly. Let's see. I'm trying to remember who rowed on the way down.
Vesper
Well, yeah, Vesper helped both ways, but I'm trying to
and
remember.
Kiri.
I think the rowing's not really that important, I guess. It was more just the fact that we found a weird hut on
Limbs.
an elevated hut on legs, and I feel like I'm being fed lines here or something, but we arrived and the hut basically stooped down, which was really neat, and there was a hag inside, Agatha, and she was waiting for us, which was a little creepy, but we went in the hut and managed to strike a bargain or two. There was a lot of blood tasting, which was awkward. I wasn't sure if it was like the Fey equivalent of a handshake or something, but she wanted. Oh, she had a quote taste of Kiri and Salix and me, but not Kendall. I don't really know what's up with that, but you know, he didn't really say much anyway, so maybe Agatha just didn't want to talk to him. But in the end, we managed to convince her to. Well, we convinced her. She brought Ambrose back from the dead after we pulled him from the bag, and she also gave us a magic dagger of some sort. Well, gave Kiri a magic dagger, which was great because that seemed to be what they were looking for in a way. But we got some answers to what we were looking for about, well, Kiri knows what to do with respect to, you know, their queen. Shh, I'm not supposed to talk about her. And then after we took care of everything, the hag made out with Vesper for a minute, which was great. And I had some tea to go, and we left the swamp. The tea was okay. It was like peppermint, and you know, there wasn't anything strange about it. The tea was perfectly normal. Nothing weird about it at all. And we floated our way back to Kiu, and then we flew our way back to the city. Ooh, I remember the name of it. Do I remember the name of it? I do remember the name of it. And by remember, I mean I have it written down in my notes here. Serene. I did it. And when we arrived, Ambrose woke up, and you know, we caught up. Well, I say we as in a collective, but really it was Kiri and Ambrose kind of catching up and chit-chatting a little bit about everything. And in the end, they had like an emotional hug, and I felt pretty good about that from the outside, you know, looking in. And then Kiri went into some sort of weird meditation or something with the dagger, and when they came back, they were pretty upset, but like a good kind of upset. You know, like when you eat a really nice meal and it brings you to to tears because of how powerful the flavors are. Or when you read a really good book and you just feel. That was kind of like what Kiri was going through, but it turns out that their queen is okay. And I don't really know what that means 100%, other than that's great news. But we'll just have to see what happens, I guess. Oh, did I mention I'm growing feathers?
Thank you, Devereaux. Is that everything?
Did I forget something?
No, I just very abrupt ending. Far be it for me to judge.
Delivery is always the most important element of any story.
Of course.
Well, it was a pretty abrupt ending.
Sunday, friends, we find ourselves on the cliff. Ambrose has just left. Kiri, Kiyu, Devereaux, Vesper, Kendall, and Salix are all here. And Serene is off in the distance. And you, the day is yours.
Oh, what's next, Kiri?
I'm assuming this is after I've composed myself a bit because I can't just go there.
I mean, that's up to you. Have you composed yourself?
Do you want to keep
Yeah.
crying? That's fine.
Yeah, no, I cannot get there. Anyway. Well. There is something that I have at least a passing interest in doing, but well, I'm not going to pretend that the Feywild seems to be the most safe place right now.
Well, I can get you back anywhere on the continent. Where would you like to go?
What did you want to do before we leave? Because I don't know if you plan on coming back or not, but it doesn't seem like it's a good idea for me to come back, at least
Yeah.
once we leave. So,
Plus, there seems to be that frozen man was looking for you, Kiri,
Yeah.
and seemed to
that's-
recognize Salix too. So, I'm okay with leaving if your business can wait, but if it can't, I understand, and maybe we should just take care of it quickly.
I mean, there's no way he can get us in a different plane, right? Huh?
I
Not
wouldn't
sure.
go that far.
I hate to tell you, but if Kiyu, and you're lovely, darling. If Kiyu can get there, I don't imagine that an archfey would have too much more difficulty.
Yeah, they don't have quite all their powers if they leave the Feywild, so they don't really have great incentive to go.
Yeah, but they could always send other people as well. We should
Oh yeah,
probably
totally. That's
keep an eye
totally a
on
thing.
that.
And I think it might be getting a little bit more difficult to hide Salix's tattoos.
Does anybody have any gloves on them?
I don't
Uh,
usually wear clothes.
They're fingerless, but you can take them.
I kind of grab one of the very small gloves with my quite large hand, and I'm like, I don't think it'll fit, but I really appreciate, I really appreciate it, Dad.
Okay,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's fair. I suppose I should have expected that. I do have small hands.
Very thoughtful.
Second
well,
thought.
I do have my leather greaves that I don't need anymore. You can use these, or gloves. I mean, I'm sorry.
okay. Yeah, they should. I'll put goes on. So that'll at least cover up part of my hands. And, my sleeves kind of cover up a good portion of the rest of my arms.
So, are you staying here longer?
Are we, Kiri? What is it that you need to do?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that no one was going after my family, but trying to get to me. But on second thought, if I just leave, then going after my family would be a very not great way to try and contact me. So.
And your brother should be telling everyone you left, right?
Yeah, I imagine so. So.
Even if you didn't, I hope he does.
It did give you an unreasonably short amount of time to try and bring your brother back.
Yeah, I'm not on great terms with the leader of the military here, so.
Oh, well, maybe that's all the more reason for us to leave abruptly.
That kind of just leaves where?
We were headed to Raishar.
Okay.
I'll use a little bit of time in a temple.
Yeah, we can figure something out. Is that okay, Q?
Yeah!
Is Vesper with us?
He's there. He's just sitting quietly.
Is that okay with you, Vesper?
Of course, that's where I thought we were headed, and I'd like to see the city.
Question.
Answer.
Celix has been kind of keeping an eye on him ever since that kiss with Agatha, because something happened. Does he look okay? Is he acting all right? Does he seem...
Why don't you roll insight for me?
Come on, baby. Oh, that was a natural 20. So 25.
Yeah. He seems a little out of it, a little distracted. He seems like he has aged.
He's a full elf, right?
High elf.
High elf. So if he did physically age, it probably wouldn't show on his face. Just more of a emotional tiredness.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I won't say anything, but Celix will continue to keep an eye on him.
Definitely.
Well, I guess... Actually, there's one more thing I wanted to do. And I take out the box that Kendall gave me from my bag, and I open it up to see if the little fey flower is glowing or not.
It is.
I just peek and then I close it and I put it back. That's it.
If I would have seen that, I would have just smiled just a little bit.
Celix has a giant smile on her face now.
Well, I'm ready if everyone else is.
I'm ready.
Before we go though, Q?
How many more before we go are there gonna be?
Just this question, just one small question. What can we expect in Raishar?
Ooh.
Is it cold? Is it hot?
It's hot. It's in the desert. Raishar is the holy city. it's where most temples have their main, main monastery. It's kind of always been like that. The ruler of the city, her name is the realm's justice, Ever Hassan. And she is, I think she's a worshiper of Melora? Can't quite remember. But the point is, the leader of the city is like the spiritual leader. They're usually from a temple, and they're usually one of the high priestesses, and, I know she's married to a high priestess of Ioun.
Okay.
I can never remember how to pronounce her name. Catherine Niesvik? I don't know. It's hard.
I probably wouldn't have remembered the name anyway, so don't worry about it. It's fine.
There's a rumor that there's a city underneath Reshar that has temples to all of the forbidden deities, like Asmodeus and the Whispered One.
Who's that?
You can't say his name.
What is it?
I can't tell you.
Dev, let's not, please.
Dev,
Yeah.
Bad things happen when you say his name.
let's not take that chance right now.
I can write it down for you later.
Okay.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Y'all would have seen Kendall get real excited when Q talked about, or seen me get real excited when Q talked about an underground city, and then not excited when she started talking about the temples to the unfavorable gods.
Should we go to the secret city too?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Let's just focus on getting to the city itself.
Can we just please go now? Because every second I stay here is a little more dangerous.
Okay, any more last things before we go?
Is anyone else itchy?
No, let's go now. Thank you.
Q will hold out her hands.
I'll take a hand.
Yeah, right.
And cast Plane Shift. Once again, go ahead, Kendall.
I was just gonna say I would have liked to grab Kiri's hand and Salix's, and then I would have just squeezed Salix's hand just a little bit right before, and then relax a little bit.
Okay. Hush. There is a jarring sensation. Max, that's enough. What did I say? There is a jarring sensation. I'm talking here. A pulling at your navel. A terrible scream of the tear of the fabric of reality as you are yanked from this plane and sent flying through the cosmos. With a heavy thud, you land. Feet first onto sand. Grainy sand.
Oh, how is it already all in my boots?
You look up, it is nighttime, maybe 10 o'clock. The moon, the waning crescent moon is high in the sky. Cloudless night. You see every single star on the horizon.
I immediately check if my tattoos are glowing.
They are not.
DM, was Valzara a desert city?
It was sort of.
Sort of. So this is like not really new to us.
Correct.
Like a desert. Okay.
Correct.
Oh. Yeah, sand's not my favorite, and I like shake off my boots, but I mean, it's not gonna do anything.
You see in front of you a massive walled city. This is, for those of you in the know, this is the biggest city on this continent. This continent is Westbourne. You are no longer on the main continent.
Oh.
It is vast, sprawling, What's most impressive about it, though, are the heights of the buildings. And you look and you see several of these buildings stretch up and wind upwards to the sky, reaching impossibly high. You recognize some of these are temples. Some of them are other important-looking buildings. Some of them are homes, but you can see several that jut up, each vying for your eye's attention. You see one gigantic building made of white marble with glass on the outside. Has a little bit of what looks like construction going on the west face. You see a huge building that comes up at an angle. It's just sheer black, and like an obelisk. Comes to a very point at the top. You see one building that looks as though it has several pillars that come up and create a dome on the inside. You're not really sure what that could be, but there's a lot of buildings that just seem to rise up out of the city. You find yourselves in Raishar.
Well, it's big.
And it's hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Start like taking off gloves and shoving them into Kendall's bag.
I start taking off what I can as well and start stuffing it in my bags too.
Like unbutton my vest and all of my shirt and just, oh God. It's a bit much.
So, it is nighttime here, so it's not hot at the moment. It's
never
actually
mind then.
quite chilly.
Oh, never mind. It's really cold then.
Oh, I was just taking off the gloves. Okay, well, let's go in, I guess.
We'll have to find a place to sleep again.
Okay, well, this is where I'm gonna leave you.
Thank
Bye,
you
Q.
so much, Q.
Of course.
Is there anything that you would like? Or,
Anything we can do for you?
yeah.
Me? Oh, no, I'm okay. I'm a little sleepy.
I mean,
I'm gonna
you just
go.
took us several places. Are you sure?
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course. You would do the same for me if you could.
That's
It's
true.
true.
Yeah.
If we could.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
And
bye.
if we can,
It was
let us
nice.
know.
I will. It was nice to meet you.
Bye, Q.
She bounds off, trotting off into the desert.
Where do you think she's going? Can you see anything over there?
Why doesn't she just teleport?
I don't know. Well, it's too late to... Bye. Oh, she's gone. Well, who's hungry?
You apparently.
I am.
How'd you know? I could go for something to eat.
Let's go in the city.
And I just start walking off towards the city.
Okay.
Just like almost marching, just
I will follow.
confidently.
You're walking up to basically a large gate opening. On the outside of this, there are several merchants who are selling wares. Don't let it get you, Juan Carlos. Selling wares like leather goods and fruit and that kind of thing. No pineapples, unfortunately.
Any weird fruits?
Depends on what you think is weird.
Or
bananas
I don't know.
weird?
Bananas grow in tropical, so maybe I've never had a banana before.
There aren't any bananas.
Damn it.
It's not looking hard enough.
No. Just some apples and a few citrus.
I'll buy a couple of apples.
Sure.
Let's say I buy 6 apples, like
Okay.
a little bag of 6 apples.
Mark off 2 silver.
And I start munching on them. And I slow down a little bit for the rest of my group to kind of catch up. Bought some apples. Does anybody want an apple? Like as a pre-meal starter?
No thanks. Apples are best in a pie.
I'll
Not
take
good too.
one. Actually, give me that core when you're finished.
Okay, but do you still want an apple or just the core?
I'll just have a bite, and I just grab your hand, pull it close to me, take a bite of your apple, and let it go.
I kind of just like with my eyebrow raised, like watch her, and then not say anything, and then I finish that apple and I start eating another apple. Now, well, it's
Take
my
the
bot
core
extra.
and scrape out the seeds and put them in one of my pouches
Yeah.
for later.
The city is wide and expansive and sprawling. As you walk down this, what is essentially a main road. Oh my god. Ugh. Got him. Essentially a main road. You see buildings sprawling up on either side, homes, businesses, tailors, blacksmiths, all kinds of general stores, homes that look like multi-generational family homes that are 2, 3, 4 stories tall. You see some homes are actually not finished on top. They have what look like they're in the middle of construction. Nobody's working on them currently. In the middle of construction of the next floor up. And several buildings here are sort of ambiguous. They could be really any number of things. What are y'all looking for?
Anything that resembles an inn.
Okay. Why doesn't
Find
someone...
rooms first.
What was that, Eris?
Gotta find rooms first. I was just...
Yeah. Why doesn't someone helm an investigation check?
I can do it. Let's hope it's not bad. 18 total.
Yeah, you have a variety of inns to choose from. You see some that are very nice establishments, maybe cost several gold per night. You see some that are more slum-like, maybe a couple silver a night. It depends on your fancy. You can have expensive, medium, or cheap.
Salix will try to direct him towards the less expensive but still good options of medium.
Actually, I definitely don't want, like, the luxury of the last one was too much for me, so I'm definitely going to overcorrect and go for the really cheap looking ones.
Yeah, and Salix will counteract that and be like, no, there's a middle ground.
Well, I mean, the stinky sow looked pretty good.
Yes, but they also were really smelly. I'm pretty sure that there were definitely rats there too. And while rats are great creatures, they usually indicate that things aren't very clean because there's lots of things to eat.
Okay, I've got one in my bag just from passing by, and I just like throw a rat.
How about that one? That one looks a little less downtrodden. Maybe it's a bit cleaner.
Okay, as long as they got something to eat.
You
And
see,
Floor to sit on.
this inn has one of those signposts that juts out from the building and hangs down with a wooden sign that gently sways in the wind. It's got a depiction of 3 sails, with a boat with 3 sails, and it's called the Third Sail.
That's a boat, right?
No, that's an inn, Kendall.
No, the picture, Dev. But then again, like, I don't know for sure.
Yes, that's a picture of a boat, Kendall.
It'd be nice to go on one of those someday. And then I look around, remembering that I'm at the desert. But probably not gonna be soon, so.
We'll make it to the sea eventually. I'm sure of it. I had a dream of it once.
Okay. I'm still munching on my third apple. Are we gonna get something to eat? Because I'm still hungry.
Yeah,
I'm already pushing my way into the door.
Yeah. The door is actually rather large, and you notice that as soon as you enter, there is a theme here. It is sailing. The wooden posts that support kind of the beams up top are rigged to look like rigging, and there are various portraits of famous ships along the walls. There's kind of in the very center, the bar is circular, and all around it are circular tables that look like they're made from what are those things called? Spools, you know, those
Oh, the wood, like the wooden,
Yeah.
spools. That's a spool, I think.
Oh, like a cable wire spool.
yeah, like those.
Except, not cable wire because that doesn't
Right.
exist.
rope spools, big.
Sure.
big
Ooh, a
old
rope
ropes.
spool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I would say, about 50% capacity.
It's half empty. Rough.
It's also late.
Oh, it's getting pretty full. Maybe we should get a table before more people show up.
Maybe we should get a room first?
Right. Yes.
I will approach. I'm going to do some negotiation right now. I'm going to approach the central, the counter.
Sure.
I take a step back and I start munching on my apple, ready for entertainment.
All right.
Hello?
You see from the bar pop up a figure, a smallish figure. It is a gnome, an elderly gnome male.
Oh,
Hiya! How can I help you?
hi there. I just kind of motion over my shoulder. My friends and I are looking for a place to stay.
How many you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. How many rooms do you need?
1, 2, 3, 4. 2.
2 rooms. All right.
One room. One room.
One room.
Yes.
I think we got something that can accommodate you. That's gonna
Changed
be
my mind.
3 silver a night. How many nights do you want to book for?
Just the one for now.
All right. Well, that'll be 3 silver up front, and I'll give you your key.
I will slide that silver onto the counter.
The 3 silver.
Yeah.
Sure. He takes it, looks at it, observes it, sticks it in his pocket, and hands over a key.
Thank you, sir.
This
And what's
key-
your name?
Rusty.
Rusty. Thank you, Rusty.
This key is actually quite large even for you. No. It's always, and most, anyway. Get my foot out of my mouth there. This key's
Everything's large to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it like fills up your whole hand. It's made of this kind of like old brass, got a little copper oxidization on it. And it says, and the handle is engraved the number 3.
Perfect. Say, are y'all serving food still?
I'm afraid the kitchen's closed for the night.
Do you know someplace that is?
You're not gonna find very many places that serve food this late, but I tell you what. Why don't you roll persuasion check for me?
Rusty, we gotta have something to eat. You wouldn't believe the trip we've had. And, persuasion. What's my persuasion modifier? Please be good. That's a 20.
I'll tell you what. Let me talk to Wendell in the back and see what we can pull together for you.
Just let Wendell know we would be so grateful if they could just cook up something for us, because I point at Kendall. This guy is like, could eat you out of house and home.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, how about you make it worth my while, pass me another silver, and I'll bring some food up there.
I run up to the table and I slam
Fine.
2 silver down.
Whoa, big spender over here! He
Just-
takes the 2 silver.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Whatever Wendell wants to make, his specialty even, and bacon if they have any. But that's just a request.
Alright, I'll talk to Wendell.
I like that name. Does everybody else like that name? I think it's a nice name. Okay, well, thank you. Can we take just like whatever table, or is there?
You can have a table, or we're gonna be closing up the tavern here. And... That doesn't make sense. It's only 10 o'clock. Never mind. We're gonna be, you know. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
Thanks,
I'm not
Rusty.
your mom.
Salix has already found a table.
Look for a nice table that Salix has already reserved.
Easy enough.
I'm going to think that it's not big enough, and I'm gonna very loudly like try to like scooch another table over to like connect them together. But I'm definitely making kind of a weird scene out of it.
Ooh,
Hey, can you not do that?
This is
Leave
perfect.
the tables where they are.
Kendall
No.
is
Sure
struggling to move a table, and I kind of look. I walk over. I'm trying to help, and I'm just like, "This is really heavy, Kendall. Do you think we could just?" And as I'm pushing, I feel like this breeze kind of like from nowhere just kind of rise up from my feet and all across my body, and like the feathers just kind of like poof out from around me, and I'm gonna cast Gust and push the table across till it meets the other table.
I need a strength check from you, Kendall.
Shit.
No, the table, not Kendall. The table.
I know. I need a strength check from Kendall.
Well, I've got a +0, and that was a 7.
You look down and you're trying to drag this table over, and you look down and they're actually bolted to the ground.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You got it. I won't touch it. I'll leave it right where you want it. And I'm gonna go sit down.
Easy enough.
Those are heavy tables.
The table is stuck to the floor.
Yep. Bolted. I would have, I'm so hungry that I wasn't paying attention. We'll go with that.
In about 20 minutes after you all sit down, a couple of plates come out with some salted meats, some biscuits and jelly, and some cheeses.
This looks delicious.
What types of jelly?
Strawberry and grape.
I throw some strawberry on a biscuit and eat it.
I take a biscuit and a spoonful of jelly, and I'm eating them separately, but like together in my mouth.
Kendall, that's not how you do that.
What? What do you mean?
You put the jelly on the biscuit.
But why? That goes all in the same place, right?
Kendall, no, you put the jelly on the biscuit because
It's all
are
like
the
a
biscuits
rule?
warm? Are the biscuits warm?
Yeah.
Because the warmth from the biscuit helps bring out the flavor of the jelly. So put the jelly on your biscuit.
Yes, I could.
Just do it. Just do it, please.
All right.
Please.
All right. Hold on. And just like this,
You put the jelly on the biscuit?
I did. Did you not see me? I did it right now.
No,
Look.
no, I see it, but there's no other way to do it, so you did fine.
Okay, and then
There you go. That's better, right? You're just gonna say it's the same.
well, I mean, it's kind of the same. Did I have to wait? Did I do it wrong? I look around the table to see if anybody's giving me a hard time or give me weird looks.
Salix is kind of shaking her head, and she finally says, Mother's been trying to get you to put jelly on your biscuit for like 95 years.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
Yeah, I still don't get it. I mean, I'm still learning with spices and all that, but I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's going in here, and they'll end up in there, and it'll be the same thing.
Kendall, you would make a terrible halfling, and I just slather that jelly across the biscuit and shove it in my face. Strawberry's Gert's favorite, and I just
In
am
halfling,
eating
I'll say that was rude, and then I'll eat my biscuit and my spoonful of jelly.
You are so weird. I say that in halfling.
I try to ignore that, and then I kind of look over at Kiri and Vesper and see if they're eating. but I'm not gonna say anything or engage them in conversation.
I'm not really eating at the moment.
Are you okay, Kiri?
What is Kiri doing?
Honestly, just observing whatever just happened with the biscuit and the jelly. Yeah, I'm. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think I'm gonna, head up for the night. I'm a little tired.
I slide the key across the table.
Thanks.
We'll
I'm
be
gonna
up
wait,
soon.
Like 30 seconds after Vesper gets up, and I'm gonna follow him up.
Yeah. The key leads you to room number 3, which is actually on the 3rd floor. It has a larger room, and you see it has 4 double beds. They're all kind of spread out, various shelves. There's this inn is some older, well worn out rugs, a fireplace, and a series of windows along one wall. And you'll see that Vesper is kind of pulling off his armor, shaking the sand out.
Yeah, I'll probably get involved in doing the same, and then at some point just kind of try and sit him down and have a bit of a conversation.
What does that look like?
At first, just following him into the room and just kind of quietly also doing the same, pulling off armor, just getting my stuff all sorted, and not really saying a whole lot. But at some point after that, I think I'm just gonna take his hand and think of just try and sit on a bed, just talk for a bit.
Are you glad to be back?
It's complicated, but I'm glad that my family's safe.
Which one?
And well, if I'm being entirely honest, I'm glad that my brother is safe. But beyond that, the important thing is that whatever is going on with the Queen, I think, has stopped, loosened. I'm not really sure, if I'm being entirely honest, but I know she's alive now, and so that is just, no matter what else happened today, for me, I think that makes it a good day. How are you doing?
I don't think there's any way I could have known, or expected, or anticipated. Or anticipated what was out there in the Feywild outside of Grassgrave. So, my head's spinning a little.
Yeah.
I would feel homesick if I had a home to feel sick for.
For what it's worth, I know what that's like, but look, whatever happened in the hut, are you okay?
I think so. I'm honestly not sure what happened.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'm not either, but guess we'll take it a day at a time.
I guess we
You
will.
let me know if something goes wrong, feels wrong.
Why?
I care about you. Vesper, what you did for me, I don't think anybody's ever done something like that for me in my entire life. I can only imagine what designs Agatha has for her asks. Because gods know it's never that simple. But to take that risk on my behalf, it's just... I could thank you 10,000 times and it would not be enough.
You don't need to. I joined Salix and Kendall and Devereaux because I wanted to help and I wanted to see you back safely. They care about you. A lot. Maybe more than you know.
I have to admit it was a little hard seeing them at first because I didn't really know what time was doing on the other end, and so I thought it had been about 6 months for them to...
I hope you hadn't thought I'd forgotten about you.
I didn't. It was just... Well, now I'm involved in things that 2 or 3 months ago I would have said were utterly impossible. So...
Such as?
Well, I never really expected to fight a dragon or follow the Raven Queen's chosen to Raishar.
What did you expect to be doing?
We're waiting, honestly. Wait for something to happen for the Queen, wait for her to call us back, and go back.
What now?
Well, now at least I know she's alive, I know she's out there, and I'll continue to wait for a variety of reasons, but I've also gotten involved in, well, important things on this end too. I don't think I could leave the Evertrees and Devereaux and you so easily.
I guess that's what I really meant was... It seems like the rest of your friends are in it. They're here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Are you? It's hard to care about someone when you worry that they could take off at any moment.
Yeah, I understand. I'm trying to be, if that's any comfort. It's even now, everything about leaving the first time around feels so fresh. So it's been a little bit difficult to let some of that go. And as much as we've been through, I think I've known the Evertrees for 2-3 months, maybe. Devereaux, maybe 7 or 8. But it's just, it's hard to know what to leave behind and what to hold on to.
I can understand that. Even though I had to leave many things behind by choice, it seems hard to let them go. Even though I don't have them at all. It's complicated.
It's very complicated.
I just want you to understand the danger that your friends put themselves in for you. It's hard to find people who would do that for their own family.
I admit, at this point, I'm not even sure if they understand the danger that they put themselves in, but with whatever was going on with Salix, but,
I don't pretend to understand what's happening there either. I don't even know if she knows.
Yeah. That's another conversation for another time, though. Either way,
The point is that I'm here. Kiri. Whatever you need that to mean.
I know. Thank you.
I'm gonna take my trance. I'm exhausted.
Sure.
He lets go of her hand and sits on the bed cross-legged. Back to the headboard. Closes his eyes. What do you do?
Honestly, I'm probably gonna do the same.
Next to him?
Would I get the vibe that would be welcome?
It looks like he's on just one side of the bed.
Okay, then yes.
Okay. The rest of you.
We're having a jam of a time.
All right, everybody. That's it for today's stream. We're calling it a night. I'd like to thank our warm fuzzies. All right, bye.
Love you all. You're welcome.
Since the tavern wasn't like closing, they were still serving drinks?
Yep.
Okay. I would like to have been drinking a drink.
Okay.
And belly full, and also my drinking meter's full. I don't know how to say that. Like I'm good. I'm ready for bed too.
You're full already?
I'm assuming we ate everything, right? Or Kendall did.
It probably would have been a little bit, but yeah, eventually Kendall probably would have gotten through everything.
Except I did save a wedge of cheese.
For later, right?
Yeah, and for my later pocket. And I put it in my pocket for later.
Salix, what is your passive perception?
Oh, it's pretty darn good. 18?
Okay. You would notice, after maybe half an hour of being down here, that there is a man in the corner watching y'all.
What's he look like?
He has on dark robes, kind of like a hood up to his head. Not like over his eyes or anything, but kind of a gaunt face, human male. Looks like a scholarly type. Maybe either a cleric or a wizard, that kind of deal. And he has a drink in front of him, and you haven't seen him take a sip of it, but he seems to be drinking, and he's sitting by himself.
And he doesn't have any like obvious insignias tying him to a temple or anything.
Nope. If you look at him, he finds something else to look at.
You know, the meats here are saltier than in Azmoran. And
You're just thirstier.
what?
It's also because they're in a desert, so a lot of the times if you are transporting meats, you have to make sure they're nice and salty in order to get all the way here. Hey, Fuzzy, did you notice that guy in the corner's watching us? Do you want to go make a
What
friend?
guy? Which one?
I say, well, don't look directly at him or else he'll look away. But
Oh,
it's that guy over there to my right, just slightly.
I am. No, I haven't noticed him.
Well, he hasn't been drinking at all, really. Pretending to drink, yes, but not actually drinking. And he's definitely watching us. Do you think he's from...
And I kind of lean in a little bit more and whisper to him,
Do you think he's from the Raven Queen's temple?
If he is, I don't know, but maybe we can find out. And
Hey,
I'll get
Dad,
up.
do you want to go talk to him? No, wait. No.
you start to get up and I stop you.
Well, you're generally better at talking to people than Kendall is.
What? I'm great at talking to people. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely great, but I'm just better.
What?
Don't worry.
I start thinking about all the times we ever talked to people, and then I'll go quiet and I'll just go, okay.
Well, Dev, you're pretty good at being subtle if you want to, but striking up a conversation that seems meaningless to get more information. You're really smart like that.
I'm great at striking up meaningless conversation. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
And I just kind of
hey, Dev. Like, just try to figure out like who he is and maybe what temple he's from or where he's from.
Also, don't forget we have rings, so if you need us to come over, just call us.
Yeah, but I'd have to just say that out loud, so I might as well just call for you anyways.
Oh, so do we need a
also
code
say
word?
something that, well, I was just going to say you could say something that obviously could be directed at either him or us.
Okay, so if I need your help, I'll just call for you directly. Got it. And I'll just walk
Sounds
across
good.
the floor.
Okay, now they're gone. Okay, this should be good.
I approach the table.
He looks down at you. He gives you a low nod.
Hi there.
Hello. How are you?
Great. Can I join you at your table?
You may.
Wonderful. I'll just kind of sidle up at the table. How are you? My name's Jake.
Jake.
Yeah.
It's an interesting halfling name.
Yeah, my mother gave it to me.
As she would. What brings you over here, Jake?
Well, I was actually just about to ask what brings a mysterious hooded and robed figure to a bright and joyful tavern like you.
I like to come here to relax.
Yeah? How long you been here?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Not long.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really seen you until just recently, so I thought I'd, stop over and see what's going on. We've been having my friends and I have been having a great meal, and, we love meeting new friends, and, you looked kind of lonely, so I thought I'd just come over and see what's going on.
Lonely?
Yeah.
It's presumptuous of you.
Oh, I'm good at that. Have you met a lot of halflings? What do I call you?
Reginald.
Reginald. Well, that's a total fake name. Have you met a lot of halflings before, Reginald?
My fair share, I suppose. He reaches for his mug, and you see he's got several rings on his finger, on his hand that he drinks with.
Oh, look at you. Wow. Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you are wearing a ton of fancy rings on your hand.
You certainly say whatever it is that's on your mind, don't you, halfling?
I do. I told you my name's Jake.
Jake.
I find it rude,
Right.
Reginald, that you didn't use my name.
What is about that? What is it about that is rude? And what do you know of manners?
Wow, I'm starting to think there's a reason you're at this table by yourself.
There is. Cheer up, little halfling.
Oh, I'm nothing but cheer right now. Reginald, what do you do during the day that makes you so great at company?
I do very many things. I run a library.
Oh, really? I love books.
I am a family man.
Also great.
I have a wife and 3 daughters.
I'm sure they're excellent conversationalists.
And you?
Oh, I'm a little bit of a collector of stories and lore, as it were. I love elf culture. I absolutely adore everything about them.
Huh, is that why you are spending time with 4 elves?
No, that's just because I'm friends with them. And
Fascinating.
you said 4. You've been watching us for a while, haven't you?
It's hard not to notice.
Reginald, does your evening relaxation usually involve crowd watching?
It does, actually.
Okay.
I'm looking for a group to hire.
Oh, really? And what would a family man, a librarian, need from a group of 4 elves and a halfling?
How very presumptuous, Jake, to assume that it was your group that I was thinking for this.
Well, as you already pointed out, I am presumptuous. So I figured I'd just stick with character.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh ho. Oh ho. Oh no. Do I have any rerolls? I do have an advantage. I'm going to spend an advantage because that was not great. Oh, that's so much better. That's a 21.
Jake. I am in need of an escort service.
Whoa. Wait now.
Because of my position, my daughters are in constant danger. My eldest in particular feels the constraint of it the most. She wants to make a pilgrimage out to the desert.
What's out in the desert?
It's of little importance.
I suppose at this current point it's of little importance, but... So I assume you need someone to help her get there?
Yes.
See, and now that makes it very important to know what's out in the desert.
An antiquity site.
Like an archaeological dig site?
Of the sort. She's very interested. She has been begging for quite some time to go, and... well, she can be quite persistent. It vexes me so.
You don't look the type to be easily vexed.
If you ever have daughters, I'm sure you would understand.
Right. So... you're looking for an escort. When were you hoping that might happen?
She is on a holding pattern until I find someone suitable to take her.
I look over my shoulder towards the table.
The thing is, I have many enemies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why is that? You're a delight.
Well, one cannot achieve what I have achieved without some friction along the way.
Reginald, I feel like you haven't told me everything I need to know right now. A librarian doesn't make a lot of friction. So what is it you actually do?
Well, I never said I was a librarian. I said I work in a library.
Which makes you a librarian. And a contrarian.
I am, at the very base of it, a clergy for Ioun.
Okay. Escort mission, plenty of danger. What are you expecting to compensate someone who helps you?
Gold.
Could you be a little more generic?
For a group of 5, 700 gold pieces. each?
One eyebrow quirks. Gold's great, but...
Is there something else you want instead? I'm
Well,
a man of many resources.
I can't speak for all of my companions, so I'd have to, of course, discuss the terms with them and return to you. But as a librarian of Ioun, I assume you are privy to plenty of informational texts.
He, for the first time in this conversation, leans forward, places both elbows on the table, fingertips together over his drink. What information do you want?
Oh, I'm just speaking in hypotheticals.
Hypothetically, then.
Hypothetically, it depends on what the rest of my companions are looking for.
Understood. I am willing to do a trade of information.
I'll see what they might like, but let's keep the gold on the table.
Very well.
Reginald, where can we send a missive if we decide to take the job?
89 Olive Street.
You're joking.
No.
89 Olive Street. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not familiar with the local addresses, but I'm sure I can find a map somewhere.
I'm sure.
Well, Reginald, it's been a pleasure. And I'll leave like a couple silver on the table. Your next drink is on me, and I will leave. And I'll just kind of shuffle my way across the floor back to the table. Shut up, Cinna.
You were gone for a while.
Would you believe that that guy's kind of a jerk?
I would believe it. That's why I
would,
sent you,
yeah.
because you can deal with them the best.
His name is Reginald. Cinna, be quiet. Oh my gosh, we're trying to role play.
Man, I didn't know they let cats in this tavern. That's pretty cool.
That one seems needy.
Well, you know, I've been feeding him under the table.
Oh, that's where all the cheese has been going.
I've been feeding them too.
Fuzzy!
I don't like the skin of the apples that much.
Cats aren't so supposed to eat that.
At any
That's
rate.
why I've been throwing them away. Yo, for real though, this is Juan. Like, they're not. Are they bad for
Cats are strictly carnivores.
Well,
The point is,
Well, I'm pleased to inform you that Reginald is looking for a group of intrepid adventurers to escort his. What's funny about?
Juan Carlos just got in trouble.
Reginald is looking for a group of adventurers to help escort his daughter to an archaeological site in the middle of the desert. There was an offer for gold, 700 apiece, or it turns out, I lean in, turns out he's like involved with a library for Ioun, so maybe there's lots of information that we can find if we want it. So maybe we could work out some other type of deal, but
You know, Dev, and I kind of lean in. You know, Ioun is known for free sharing of information, right?
I did not.
Okay. Well, if that person was trying to trade information, they might actually not be very devoted to Ioun.
I mean, that's fair. And makes a lot more sense now that you say that. But I mean, that kind of tracks because Reginald seemed like a real jerk. So if we don't want information, we can get money from him, and then we can just go to the library and be like, hey, can we get some information? And then they'll be like, yeah. So, I mean, I was just trying to make sure we have all the avenues covered.
You did great, Dev.
I think you did a great job. Yeah, I mean, gold doesn't really mean much, but I think information's good. Books seem to have a lot of information, and I've been missing out for quite a while. Maybe we can ask Kiri in the morning, see what they think.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we've got one room, so we're all going to the same place. You can talk to the two of them while I'm asleep.
I'd like to point out that we actually did come here to visit the temples. So we might want to do that before we start taking jobs. Just putting it out there.
Oh, yeah. I got Reginald's address, so when we decide, we can arrange something later. But it didn't seem like there was like a strict timeline because he's been making his kid wait for a long time to go do what she wants to do. So, like I said, he doesn't seem like a very nice guy.
Well,
I really want to talk to the daughter.
If there's a really old building out in the middle of nowhere, that'd be kind of cool to see, right?
Maybe. I mean, it's in the middle of the desert, so it'd be really hot. Maybe there are skeletons. Remember that time we saw skeletons?
Yes, I do. They were not nice.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather not see any skeletons if I don't have to.
I think I'm ready for a trance. Anyone else?
Dang it, Kendall.
Well, I guess let's get you two up to bed. I hope they didn't lock the door.
The door is not locked. As you head up, you find both Kiri and Vesper sitting side by side on one bed, trancing away.
Wow.
And that is where we will take a quick break. We will be right back, folks. Get up, stretch, pet your animals, and hang around. More to come.
Oh, baby, I love your... Oh, baby, I love your madness. It's...
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high-quality Dungeons & Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wonder what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, open for adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by Found Familiar. Did you know that every bag of Found Familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of Found Familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by Found Familiar in conjunction with Devin Rue. Now that's canon. Found Familiar coffee. Buy it today.
Yeah, to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Oh, baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right want your pandemonium. Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless, I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. And give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how.
My bad.
Welcome back. How's it going, y'all?
Hey, thanks. Great to be here.
Oh, thanks.
We're back.
We are back! Yay!
All right.
I'm telling you, once you've had cucumbers with lime juice and salt, eating them with ranch just isn't the same. It's not the same joy.
I got some cucumbers. I grew them myself.
Before we choose what bed to trance on, I do want to walk over to, real quietly as to not wake them, either of them, on Kiri's side. If there's a nightstand, I'd like to pull out my saved cheese, and I'll pull out an apple, and I'll just set them there on the nightstand next to them. And then I'll go find whichever bed Salix decided to grab.
Easy enough.
I am gonna actually wait until Vesper and Kiri wake up before I trance. Instead, I'm going to spend the time contemplating everything that's happened and praying to Cord.
I probably won't be trancing if you're going to be awake.
What does this prayer sound like, Salix?
Well, we made it to Raishar. And I know I need to visit the temple here. I'm just a little worried that I'm too far away from home. Did I make the right decision to go to the Feywild? I mean, now that Archfey knows who I am, and I don't even know what they want from me. But I know it can't be good. Do I just try to pretend that nothing happened? Do I just keep looking over my shoulder everywhere I go? How do I know who to trust? I don't know, I feel like everywhere I turn, I just have so many more questions, and I never questioned anything before. I guess this is how Kendall feels. I thought that going on Alinda would answer some things, but it doesn't really seem like anything's getting answered. Just more twisted. The vines are becoming something they weren't before. But I don't know what that is. My whole reason for leaving was to find what there was and what the dream of the sea meant, but it seems like I'm just getting further and further away from it rather than closer. I don't know what to do. So, if you want to send a sign, or maybe, have someone who can answer some questions there when we go to the temple, that'd be great. Because I still don't know what you want from me. She just kind of falls silent in her head after that.
Salix, as you look up from your prayer, you find yourself staring out the window. And from here, on the third floor of this building, you get a better view of several of the temples. And you see one is still lit this late at night. It's made of 5 pillars, each pillar at the top of which is a lantern, a glowing bright, hot brazier, like a torch. That's the word, torch. From here, you can get a better view. You see there are actually hands gripping the torches, and between these 5 torches, you can't see into it, but you see that there is space. And you find yourself just staring at these 5 hands.
Was this prayer out loud or in your head?
If Kendall was awake, probably in her head.
So then,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So then, seeing you looking out the window, I'll wait a little bit, and then I will follow you and kind of stand next to you. I'll lay Cass like propped against the wall, like in front of us, and I'll just stare outside into the city as well for a little bit.
Fuzzy, you know what's expected to you from the Raven Queen, right?
What do you mean? I guess she gave me one goal, just one thing to do. But I guess it's all still vague. Why?
Well, I feel the pull towards Cord, and I know that there's something, but I don't know what, and I have no idea. It's just I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It's never happened before.
I'll put my arm around her, like on her shoulder, and I'll kind of like bow my head like a little bit, like it'll drop a little bit. I know how that feels. And I'm sorry that you're going through that right now. It's not something that anybody should have to deal with.
Kind of lean into you a little bit.
I'm sorry you had to deal with it for so long.
You know, a sense of purpose really does feel good. I've never had a goal. I don't even know how to describe how this feels. It's so strange to me. But the fact that I know what I have to do is nice, you know, keeps me going. And it just, I'm sorry that it's your turn, but we're still here and we're still together and we can find out.
You are always better at looking at the positive side of things.
Well, you know, you have to, otherwise, I guess you'll stay where you are.
It's not always such a bad thing, you know. Trees can grow some pretty powerful roots sometimes.
I've just never felt like a tree, I guess.
I always thought I was a tree, but I'm wondering if I'm not.
If only things were so simple.
Ooh, maybe I'm more of an int.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know much about them, but I understand that they're kind of like trees that can walk around and move and stuff.
That would be fun to see. Do they talk?
I don't know.
I'll chuckle a little bit, and then my head's gonna drop a little bit longer, or a little bit more. And I'll say, Salix, do you think... And I look at my sword, or I look at Cass. Do you think this is all that there is for me?
I actually turn to look at you.
Of course not. When I see you, I see so much more than a sword and one job for the Raven Queen. You might not have anything really giant, but there's so many things to enjoy in life. Like,
and I kind of motion towards everybody else.
Friendship, love. So even if, you only have one job from the Raven Queen, you're on an adventure and you're making new friends and you found somebody that you care about. There seems to be a lot out here for you.
Yeah. And what about for you?
I haven't found it yet, but I'm making lots of friends. And I am learning things. Not quite the things I was expecting to, but,
I guess I'm just afraid.
It's okay to be afraid. We're all afraid. And you can't be brave without being afraid first.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I found something, and, well, let's find you something. You must be tired. If you're not, that's okay, but maybe you should lay down a little bit. I'm going to start walking towards like the bed, and I'm going to set Cass next to it, and I'm going to like prop myself like at the head of the bed. So like the wall is propping me up, and I'll cross my legs, and I'll just sit there kind of like inspecting my hands, I guess.
I'll get in the bed next to you and just kind of lean on you, but sit there for a while until Vesper and Curie wake up, and then I'll trance.
That's what I'm waiting for too. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll wait for too.
After 4 hours, Curie and Vesper wake. Vesper still seems tired. And keeps his eyes closed, even though he's not really resting.
I will probably remain sitting by him for the time being, although I will nod at Salix and or Kendall that like I am awake and I am capable of making sure no one gets in here, for example.
Probably nod in unison and immediately enter trance together.
I'm gonna like grab Salix's hand and like hold it before I like fall into my trance, kind of just like out of fear that to make sure that like she's there.
Salix. Trances are a time of reflection, meditation, clearing your mind, and getting rest. So, you don't experience nightmares. Not like humans or any other sleeping race would. But in the middle of your trance, you feel something start to shift. Like a darkness creeping over your mind. It's harder to clear your mind because you experience these intrusive thoughts. The first thing that you see is decay. Not just death, but rot. Infestation. Just when you push that away and start to concentrate on something else, it comes back. You see in your head images of plants, vegetation, trees, flowers. All of them slowly shriveling to time, but it's more than that. It's not just the decline. It's the corruption. Something is You've heard your parents speak of the collective spirit of the Druids. How they linger in the world, giving guidance to future generations. You wonder, could this be it? Why would they show you this? Your mind flashes to the corpse flower as it regurgitated the undead in your direction. You think about the skeletons, grave digging. You feel the ropes at your wrists again. You remember first meeting Kiri. Being without your brother. Feeling alone. Meeting Azurkai the Dark Master, being torn in half by his book. There's no voice. Only recurring images. Skeletons raising from their graves. Trees going through their natural life cycle. And then, after dying, rising up again. A mockery of what they once were. You find yourself in a forest. And you see a deer run across your path. And as soon as it sees you, it stops. And it looks at you, and you see half of its face is missing, just a skeleton. There's bone protruding. Before it bounds away. What do you do?
Try to follow it, of course.
Make an athletics check.
Uh, 12.
You lose it a few times. But you are a skilled enough tracker between what Kendall has taught you and what you learned growing up. You're able to somewhat follow it to a clearing. An empty clearing, and you recognize now it is not daytime, it's not quite night either, it's somewhere in between. existing in both at the same time. Like that time of day when you can see the sunset, but also the moon in the sky. You look around. There's nothing. You don't even hear birds. And that's when you take a step forward and realize that there is a massed grave in front of you. Bodies of hundreds of druids, haphazardly thrown into a pit. Just when all is still, you see a twitch. You hear a groan. And it starts to shift. They start trying to climb out of the pit.
I try to I try to use my magic to grow the plant life over the pit.
This ordinarily would be an easy enough task for you. You are an accomplished, celebrated druid. But as you reach your hands out, you feel the vines come at you and towards you, and then they wrap around your hands. You are not in control of them, and you see it's because they're not living. Nothing is.
Scream.
And that's when you come out of
Probably
your
in real life.
Definitely, and that's when you come out of your trance.
Hey, are you okay?
Tears just falling. I don't know what that is. It's never happened before.
What do you mean? What's going on? And I kind of like put my hand like on the back of her head and like you know, kind of bring her a little bit closer.
It was I'm just sobbing. Salix is completely unable to fully form any words at the moment.
Hey, it'll be fine. What we're okay. Everyone's here. Just it's gonna be okay.
The vines are just and they weren't even alive.
What?
Everyone was dead.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Everybody is okay. We're here. There's no vines.
It was all of them. I don't.
Who?
I don't know.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Come here. And I'm just gonna like stroke her head and like try to calm her down a little bit.
Yeah, she just like buries her face in Kendall's chest and just sobbing.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know why she's so upset. So I'm just gonna like hold her tight and let her know that I'm there.
Kiri and Vesper, you would also see this since you are out of your trance.
I'm gonna let Kendall take the lead on this one and just kind of watch for a second. I don't quite know what's going on.
After a little while, Salix will probably calm down enough to essentially explain her dream from start to finish.
Yeah, for however long she's sobbing, I'm just gonna be like whispering onto her head, like it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Poor Dev. Wait, would that scream have woken you up?
Probably.
No,
never mind.
Well then, that's why Dev misses everything. It's not our fault. So after a while, she'll essentially explain the dream from start to finish, and I've never had a trance like that. It's normally it's just, memories and I can kind of control them a little bit, but I don't know what this means. I asked Cord for a sign, but I'm not sure if that was from Cord. Or if it was from my tree, or...
Do her tattoos look normal?
Yeah.
I look out the window and I say, well, maybe we can ask him, right? There's temples all over the place, and I think you said there's a temple of Cord. Like, maybe you can ask him.
Look out the window and stare at that place. Yeah, you can actually see it from here.
How long into our trance was this? Oh.
It's towards the end. You got your full trance.
So 8 hours. So it'd be almost like basically morning.
Yeah.
We'll go to the tavern today. We should all have breakfast and stuff first.
I'll go with you.
On the off chance that that was a message from Cord or some other relatively authoritative figure that we want to engage with, is this something we want to pursue? Do we want to try and track down Azor-Kai and things like that?
It's a little hard to tell what exactly that dream was meaning her to do.
Yeah. There's something to think about. I can't imagine the Raven Queen would be too upset if we went out hunting necromancers or something like that.
The Raven Queen doesn't own hating the undead.
Fair point.
But I think you're right, Kiri. Maybe I don't think that she would be upset. In any case, I can ask her too. Or at least I hope. I don't know.
I'm sure that the Raven Queen has already told me that she was proud of me. She was proud of all of us for killing the corpse flower, so it stands to reason that she would like it, and I mean, undeath is kind of a sacrilegious thing for me as well.
I don't like it that much either.
I think only necromancers like necromancy, for the most part. There are useful necromancy things, of course, like healing spells, but for the most part, it's generally not used well.
What do you think, Salix? You want to go now?
Well, we should definitely wake up Deb first and maybe have breakfast. If anybody else wants to do anything else, then we can all kind of go at once. Meet up later. Or, if everybody wants to take a trip to the same temples, then we can make a group trip out of it.
I think I don't mean to be a separationist, but I think I'd like to explore a little bit on my own if you all don't mind.
Perfectly acceptable.
At this point, I'm over at Dev's bed, kind of slowly stirring them awake.
More tea, please. More tea.
Get up and we'll get you more tea. Come on. Come on, Dev. Just come on.
Strain the leaves out next time.
Dev, breakfast! You forgot the keyword.
Is it morning already? I feel like I just went to sleep. Wow. You all look terrible. What happened?
That's a bit of a story, I think.
Yeah. Salix can
Would you
tell you
like-
about her night
Story now or later?
You said something about tea and breakfast?
We can have breakfast first. I don't think that story is really breakfast material, but we can have it after breakfast when you are.
We're going to the Temple of Cord if you want to come with us.
Huh. I mean, I guess. Excuse me. Maybe. Breakfast first. Let's go to breakfast first, I guess.
For the sake of brevity, we will say that you all get breakfast. Explain to Devereaux what happened.
And Kendall didn't eat much. Or I didn't eat much.
I'm concerned. I have a very large concern. Salix hasn't taken her eyes off Kendall the entire time.
I ate all of Kendall's unfinished food. I'm fine with it.
And Kendall is also I am actually very, I've been paying attention to Salix as well. Do you know which temple it is, Salix?
Yeah, I actually saw it from our bedroom. I should be able to make my way there.
Oh, the big one. Okay. Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, right?
It's the one with the 5 torches. They're actually held by hands. Didn't notice that when we were walking through. It's pretty
Okay.
tall.
Did Kiri come with us?
I would not want to let leave Vesper to wander around on his own, but I will propose that we all meet up to do the Raven Queen thing at some time.
Likewise, I will probably let the two of you go off to the Temple of Cord, and I'm going to ask Rusty if there is a temple to Avandra in the city.
There is. There is a temple to Avandra.
Perfect. Then I will go there while y'all do your thing at the other place.
Kendall, as you find yourself heading in the direction of the Temple of Cord, you feel a nudge in the back of your mind. Kendall, where are you going? You're so close.
I can't let her go by herself.
Every moment, you risk our lives.
She needs me right now.
Be certain of this choice. I feel
What?
eyes on you.
Are they on me or are they on you?
Whatever is on me is on you.
Did you say that out loud?
My promise to Salix will always come first. I'm gonna go with her, but I'll talk to the Raven Queen. I promise. Just right now, I'm gonna go with my sister.
Silence.
Did you say any of that out loud?
Not if I didn't have to.
All right, splitting the party. Typical
She may
Sunday
have.
friends.
Salix may have seen some concern on Kendall's face. Wait, no. If we were walking side by side, probably not. So I don't know.
She's a little distracted today.
All right, let's do this. Kiri. You and Vesper set off. And Vesper is largely quiet as you two wander the city. And it's mostly just that wandering, taking in the sights. He purchases some raw materials, some silver, puts it in his bag. Takes in the sight. He's quiet as he goes. And if you don't talk, he doesn't really say anything.
Is there a temple to Coralon in the city?
You can imagine there is.
Okay. I wouldn't expend too much effort trying to seek one out, but if I were to come across one, I might poke in for just a second. Bring Vesper with me. I can use words.
Yeah. The Temple of Coralon is packed to the brim with elves. Elves, and you see also some gnome wizards, some human, a sorcerer or two, maybe like plenty of half elves, but mostly elves. This temple is beautiful. It's a sky blue in the interior, decorated with tapestries and banners. There's a rather large offering plate where you see several people walk up and cast spells into it as an offering, and then walk away.
I will walk up to the plate and cast Lesser Restoration into it.
Okay. Do you think of anything in particular as you do this?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Mostly just kind of seeing what happens. Not in like an immediate sense, like I'm expecting anything, but just like...
Sure. This large offering pool kind of absorbs this cold blue spell that you've cast, and the water seems to shimmer, and then it stills. It doesn't seem to be affected.
Mm-hmm.
Vesper gives you a quizzical look.
I will sort of... I'm not wearing my armor or anything today, but I am carrying the sword that I stole.
The Moonblade?
Questionably borrowed, yes. I imagine it's sheathed and probably not too terribly ostentatious, but I also imagine Vesper would have some idea of what it is.
Yeah.
I'll sort of like indicate it. There are lots of stories about this thing. Usually it kills people when they pick it up, and that didn't quite happen this time around. I'm not really sure why, if I'm being entirely honest, but if I'm supposed to have it, I should probably figure out why.
And do you think Coralon has to do with that?
The stories say that we got it from Coralon, or one of the older elven gods, a long time ago. But it certainly doesn't have anything to do with any of the Fae, to my knowledge.
I see.
Do you mind if I ask you about yours?
Not at all. It was my father's and his father's before him. He always promised he would tell me more about it. Ran out of time, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not a particularly powerful moonblade, but it serves its perfect purpose. Maybe it came from Coralon, who knows? You won't catch me praying to that god, though.
Oh, I don't think you'll... Well, let's just say I'm not about to join the clergy either. I'm looking around more than anything, if I'm being honest.
I was a little curious when you came in here. I just wanted to be sure.
Oh, no, One thing I will agree with my family on is that we have no great love for Coralon, and I'm not about to argue with them on that.
Devereaux. You find a temple of Avandra.
Great.
Now, Devereaux, what do you imagine a temple of Avandra looks like?
Like, if I just list the most ridiculous thing ever, will that be canonical? It just...
Ren?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. My mind races. It's... Let's see. Now, just to make sure I'm not completely ignorant of it, we're talking about like halflings and
merchants.
And merchants and stuff. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It's like a series of open air tents.
Oh, and not merchants. It would be trade, travel, and adventure. So yeah, merchants.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a good feeling about it. Like a big old freaking honking tent with a handful of with one like nice altar slash idol slash whatever the heck at the center, and some... Man, my brain is not functioning right now.
Let me help you out here.
Please do.
It is a large, there are 4 pillars that hold up a roof, and underneath this roof, it is like a free market. You see people from all over selling their wares, specifically things they have made themselves or things they have purchased in other cities. You see an instrument store, a furniture stop, several places that sell baked goods, a lot of handmade. Like, imagine if Etsy were a location. A lot of jewelry, things of that nature.
Like a craft fair.
Yeah.
Fancy. Well, I'm not here to shop. I'm here to... You know, I don't even really know why I'm here, honestly, other than because everybody else was going to temples and I felt like I should do the same thing, and I look for a member of the clergy, or whatever.
Make an investigation check.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
So 23.
As you look around, your head is spinning a little bit at all these merchants and goods, and you turn around and you smack right into somebody.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, hi. It's a young half-elven woman who is quite short. Not exactly halfling size, but for all you know, she could be part halfling. And she wears robes that are just a little too long for her. And you see on these robes is the three stroke symbol of Avandra. Hi!
Hi.
Can I help you? Are you new to the market?
I just got here, so yes.
Well, hi, welcome. I'm
Hi.
Sarah Beth.
Hi, I'm Dev.
Hi, Dev.
And I don't know what I'm doing here, but I feel like I should like say a prayer or something. My dad's my dad's really devoted to Avandra, and he said I should come pray sometime. So I'm here, and I don't know what I'm doing. Do you think you could help me?
Yeah, why don't we go to the statue?
Statue?
Yeah, follow me. We'll go to the center.
Oh, okay. I'll follow Sarah Beth.
Sarah Beth weaves in and out. You see her wave to vendors here and there, several of which have a badge that looks like the three strokes of Avandra's symbol. At the very center of this marketplace is a wide open courtyard. And in the very center of that courtyard is a statue. And this statue has two figures. One is of a beautiful woman with long flowing hair. She holds in one hand, she is lifting up a cubic object. It flutters with some magic aura above her. And behind her, her one arm is extended behind her. And her cape that she has falls away into a set of tarot cards behind her. You see she is bent over, looking down at something. And this something is a statue of another halfling. This halfling has wild curly hair, a bright smile on her face, and holds a book in both arms. They are atop a centerpiece out of which flows water into a big open sort of fountain.
I look at the statue a little bit as we get closer, and Sarah Beth, which is the bigger one Avandra?
Yes, the bigger one is Avandra.
Then is the shorter one supposed to be like representative of halflings, or like what's
Don't you know
going
the
on
story?
here? What story?
The story of how Avandra became the patron saint of halflings.
No, that's a thing?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? I don't know anything.
You're a halfling. Shouldn't you know this?
I'm sorry?
You said your father worshipped Avandra. He didn't tell you about how she adopted them after they were abandoned?
See, my dad and I aren't really on speaking terms, so... no.
Oh my goodness. You know who you need to meet? Lady E.
Lady who?
E.
E?
E.
Who's Lady E?
Lady E. She's the oldest halfling that I know.
How old is she?
Like 1 billion, I think.
That's pretty old, but I feel like you're also not actually accurate with that. Where is she? Is she here?
She should be around here somewhere.
Okay. But I mean, I can like sit and pray if.
Sure, I'll go. You stay right here, and I'll go get her, and she will tell you the story about how Avandra became the patron of halflings. Okay, I'll be right back.
Thanks.
She takes off. And you are left in front of this statue.
I'm scratching my head. I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I'll just kind of walk closer to the statue and settle in front of it. Is there like a little pool that's gathering at the base of it with all the water? I mean, I guess I prayed once in the Grim, and I feel like that's the most I've done with this. So I'll just kind of like sit on the edge of the pool and kick my feet as I'm sitting there. So I still don't really know what I'm supposed to do, but I feel like you've been helping me out, maybe. Things are hard. And things are gonna keep being hard, aren't they? But I mean, I've got my friends with me, so that helps. I don't really know what you're supposed to do. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, and I don't really know how any of this works. I mean, I've said that a couple times now. I'm just like, I'm just completely out of my element here. So, if this was sufficient, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. I don't know how much weight this carries, but maybe you can like forgive my dad. He's kind of a jerk, but I don't think he means half of what he does. Oh shit, if Kiri went back home. If Dad went home, please be nice to him. He didn't mean to come back without being invited back. He's better than that, I think. Okay. Thanks. And I'll just like go and stand awkwardly and wait for the old halfling to show up.
As soon as you turn around, you see a woman standing there. She is impossibly old. She walks with a cane, and you see both gnarled hands hold on to it in front of her. It's one of those, she's got a face that's so sunken in you can't tell if her eyes are open. She has wispy gray hair that curls about her face.
Hi.
Hello.
You must be E.
Lady E. Mind your manners, boy.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Lady E, before I smack you for your impertinence.
Well, I'm glad you were able to join me.
You sound glad. Do you want to hear this story or not? Huh?
Just a second, I'm deciding.
Halfling who doesn't know their heritage.
So, Miss E, how old are you?
Lady E! Whack! You are gonna take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. What did you say, dearie?
You're obviously not hard of hearing. You heard me just fine.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to correct yourself, young man.
You'll be waiting a long time then.
Young person. If you don't know how to show respect to your elders, then I have no place for you. No patience.
It's fine. I don't respect people who don't deserve it.
Don't deserve it? Show nothing but kindness toward you.
You just hit me!
Because you were being a little asshole. I asked you to call me Lady E and you refused. How'd you feel if I called you something other than your name?
My name's Jake.
Got better things to do than to waste my time on disrespectful little halflings don't know shit.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. But fortunately for me, I have a whole heck of a lot more time to spend. And then I'm going to leave.
Okay. I need you to roll a d20, please.
11.
Okay. As you leave, there is a weight that settles into your chest. Can't explain it. It doesn't quite go away. Hey! Hey, come back!
I'll stop.
It's Sarah Beth behind you. What the hell? You have the audacity to come into our temple and disrespect our high priestess? What's wrong with you?
What should have been a simple misunderstanding was blown up. And I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect, but I won't be pushed around.
Pushed around? What do you think you were doing?
Maybe I don't know. I'm sorry.
She crosses her arms.
I shouldn't have come here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe
leave
don't come back.
Yeah. I'll leave a handful of coin.
We don't want your money.
Fine. Fine. Good day, and I'll leave.
Okay. Kendall and Salix. What does this journey look like?
Probably pretty quiet.
Yeah, I can't imagine talking a lot, especially after what Cass said. I am going to be a lot more on edge / like head on a swivel almost. But then again, we've always had eyes on us almost ever since we left the Grove, so this may not be any more different.
Let me get a perception check from the both of you.
Ooh, that was really good.
I got a 17 plus 4, so 21.
27.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
sorry. I rolled a 19 plus 8.
That's pretty canonical. Kendall's all like, yay! But Salix did it better.
Oh. No.
It's hard to move about the city without feeling like you're being watched. There's a lot going on. And even if you had eyes in the back of your head, you wouldn't be able to see everything. However, Salix, you do get the impression that people notice you as you walk by.
Me in particular, or us as a pair?
Both of you as a pair.
I kind of, as we're walking, I just kind of look over and see if Kendall is got anything on trailing on his back or something, just to make sure. Like, hey, Kendall.
Yeah?
Do I smell funny?
No? Wait, does she? I don't think she does.
Make a smell check.
I'm gonna give myself a +1 for an 18.
She smells pretty good. She smells like it's especially because of the flower crown that she has. She smells really nice.
You smell like you normally do?
Just wondering. People seem to be staring at us a little bit more than other people. So I'm not sure why.
DM, have there been a lot other like tan-skinned elves walking around like that we've noticed?
No, not really.
I mean, I guess we kind of look different. And we dress a lot different. I don't see anybody else with flower crowns or feathers in their hair. Do you think that could be it?
Possibly. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just
we should
strange.
We'll be careful still. I'm not saying not to be on edge or anything. Just don't you think that people have been kind of staring at us a lot, like all the time anyways? We seem to be taller and different anyways, anywhere we go.
You are really uncomfortable.
You are quite tall in comparison to a lot of people.
I don't like cities.
You would think that with all these tall buildings, it'd be like walking around in a brick forest, but it just doesn't feel the same.
Brick forest. Strange. Why would anybody make a brick forest? It's just a mountain.
Okay, yeah, that's probably pretty much it. It's just random babble after that, I'm sure.
Sure. After some time, you find yourself on the outskirts of the city and making your way towards this. What you thought was quite close, but it turns out it is just massive. a temple to Cord. Now, this temple does not look like most that you would see, whether it be to Melora or Ioun or the Raven Queen. This looks like a gladiator ring. As you enter through this open archway, you see on either side of this open area is our bleachers, essentially stone benches. In the center, maybe 300 feet wide, is a pit, a sand pit, where you see monks, fighters, everyone from beefy half-orcs to small, feisty little gnomes wielding giant battle axes, training here. It is quite the sight.
This is a much bigger temple than the ones I've seen so far.
It's pretty nice. Big and
are
open.
you sure you want to stay? You can go to the Raven Queen's temple. I know you really needed to go there too.
Do I see like a lot of like, I don't know, would you call them like acolytes or Cord disciples?
Make a perception check.
Perception. With the modifier is 21.
Oh yeah. There are, you see, what you would imagine acolytes are several bald, head-shaved monks of varying sizes, races, genders, etc., who are sort of, you see some matched up with pairs as if they're giving them instructions. You see some sparring one-on-one. There are several who are clearing off a chalkboard, like an announcement board. Everybody seems busy, but not in the sense of like no one will talk to you. It's more that everybody is finding something to do here.
Does Salix look a little like relieved to be here? Yeah,
I'd say so. Yeah, she definitely is looking around with great interest. Knowing her well enough, you probably get the feeling that she intends to spend quite a while here.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that look before. So I'm gonna like go for like a real quick hug, and like I'll pull her head like real close to mine, and I'll say, "Almost like home, huh? I'll be back, I promise." And then like I'll let go of her, and I'll like start walking pretty quickly. But once I think that I'm out of like her sight, I'm gonna start running really fast towards where I think the Raven Queen's temple is.
Make an athletics check.
Yay! I'm good at that. 20.
Hey, you're running pretty fast. Salix, what would you like to start doing here?
Oh gosh, there's so much on her list. She definitely wants to seek out someone for training. She's going to want to pray while she's actually at the temple itself, hoping essentially the same kind of prayers that she has been, just looking for guidance and answers. I know we're getting close on time, so it's trying to make quick.
Trust me, we will be getting to this next session. I just want to know what your first order of business is.
First order of business is probably to just introduce herself to whoever seems to be in charge here and figure out if there's any news or anything like that from the other Temple of Cord that she left not that long ago, but also
the monastery of
probably,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely wants to catch up with news first, and then she wants to get to the sparring ring.
How about I want to do justice to you being at the Temple of Cord, so how about we pick up there next week? And same with you, Kendall. All right. Let's go ahead and call it there, sweet friends. Let's go ahead and sign off. Yeah. Eris, you want to start us off?
Sure. Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I make things and play lots of stuff online. You can find the stuff that I make at erisavad.com. They're handy hats like this one. Because you're watching Open for Adventure, you can save 10% off if you use the code O4ABAY, like it says in the chat. Yep, it's in there. You can find me Monday, Wednesday, Friday at about 9 a.m. Eastern time, really whenever the fuck you want, for Gnome Brew on Nomadic's channel, where we're just hanging out, drinking coffee, talking shit, and sometimes watching commercials. You literally never know what we're going to talk about. Last time we were on, we were talking about groundhogs, aka whistle pigs, so you know that's the thing. Also, you can find me on Monday, which is tomorrow, at 8 p.m. Eastern time on my channel for a Call of Cthulhu game with Honey and Dice as the keeper, and yeah, we're having lots of fun. And then here on Sunday Friends,
What's your
I
favorite
have
part?
to say, I was thinking about that. I have to say, I really, man, Dev was on fire today. They were so freaking sassy. I think that's what that was my favorite part, was just the sass level got turned up to like 25. Yeah.
All right, who's next?
I can go. Okay. Hey, hi, everybody. I'm Alex. I had a great time playing Kiri today. When I'm not doing this, I am no longer running an Invisible Sun game on Thursday nights with some of the fine people you see before you. But we do have a fourth watch / question and answer session on all the various exciting goings on that occurred for that campaign. So you can catch us at a regular time, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. For our very final Invisible Sun sort of post-session. Beyond that, the only other thing I'm working on is putting together a moderate term Numenera game. So if you're interested in science fantasy weirdness and you are an approved player, or you're interested in becoming an approved player for Open for Adventure, either join our Discord, or if you're already there, you can find the sign up in the short-term campaigns channel.
Just as a note, Alex is one of the greatest DMs I have ever had the pleasure of playing for. And if you like watching me, you would love playing for Alex.
Oh,
trust me.
Thanks, friend. And let's see. Favorite moment. I loved the Temple of Kord. I love the fucking Thunderdome. I think it's just so cool. I cannot wait to see what Salix does here, because I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to be rad as fuck. And that's me.
Juan Carlos.
Hi, I'm Juan Carlos, and you can find me on the Twitter tweets as @Smbaro. And on top of playing Kendall on Sundays, I am going to be premiering a homebrew world on Tuesday at 6:30 on this channel, Central Standard Time. We're going to be calling it Modern Gods Inheritance. We got some really cool crew to play with. And I'm really excited for y'all to meet what kind of characters they made, because it's pretty cool. On Thursdays, I play a space campaign on Unmade Gaming's channel at 7 Central Standard Time. 7? Yes. I play a very different character there. And tonight, I will be busy editing an episode of the Roleplay Cafe, which will be the guest, Josh Simmons.
Simons?
I think I said it wrong. Yeah, it's Josh Simons. Yeah. Definitely that. So it should be out by Tuesday. I may be forgetting something, but I don't think so. Okay.
Ren.
I'm Ren. When I'm not playing Devereaux on Sunday Friends, I am the voice of a character called 8. on the podcast Roads Uncharted. If you would like to give that a listen, we are on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And if you like what I do, you can catch me on the internet at Thorny Dryad on the Twitter, or also the Twitch. Occasionally I stream nonsense and garbage, but usually I'm just kind of kicking around. But yeah, Thorny Dryad, like a prickly bush.
Thank you.
And my favorite part about today, I liked Salix's spooky vision, and I'm looking forward to seeing how her swinging by the temple helps see what's going on with that. Or not. Who knows? I sure don't. Thanks.
I don't either. Who could have known? Okay. Hi,
I forgot my favorite part.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
Carlos forgot his favorite part.
Shit, you said that, and now I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, wait, we'll do me later. Hold on. I got to remember what it was.
As soon as I start to eat a cucumber.
It was Dev getting bamboozled by the Ioun guy, trading money for knowledge that they give out for free. I love that. That was fun. But that whole conversation was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Camille. You can find me on Twitter at CamilleDoesDND. You can also find the channel on Twitter at Open4Adventure. A troll runs the Open4Adventure account, so I can't be held personally liable for anything that is said on that account. Take up any complaints with Juan Carlos. The best kind of troll. It's the best kind of troll. She's my favorite. The social media goblins. Yes, thank you, Alex. That's perfect. Wow. Sometimes I make dice trays. I am shutting down my shop for just a little bit while I catch up on orders and get ready for my exciting new job. Warm fuzzies.
All right, here we go. It's game time, y'all. Let's go.
Bel Chavez.
Bel Chavez. Look at
Bel
this.
Chavez.
Orion.
Orion.
Christina. Sev. Quincy. Andrew, Fellowship of the Tables Babe, Gifts, Lore Master.
That is what she said.
King of the Wiki. Mitch D.
Mitch D.
Orion Skyrender.
You don't have another one, so I'll just whoop out.
Orion Skyrender.
And Patrick.
Wow. Firmly grasp it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 warm fuzzies. Holy moly, that's so many. Thank y'all for supporting us and doing what we love to do, which is bring you great internet content. That being said, if you want to stay up to date, please follow our Twitter, because I don't always know what's going on. I should, but I don't. Like, we've got a new Modern Gods campaign. I've got a campaign. Maybe soon. We'll see. Mayor's got a campaign. Everybody's got a campaign. You get a campaign, and you get a campaign. All right, I'm done. We're gonna stop streaming now because I should get off the internet. All right, friends. I love you all dearly. Don't forget to always, 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 always love one another, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.